Check it out, guys. I'm driving the brand spanking new 2017 Honda Ridgeline, and today we've got a mega mid-size truck mashup. But what else is in this competition? This off-road, on-road city adventure. Well, my man Nathan, what are you driving?
I've got the sales leader. This is the 2016 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. No problem out here, baby.
But we've got more. Behind the wheel of this truck is our man Andre. What do you got?
I'm old school. I've got 2016 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, and I'm gonna win this trail ride.
All right, well, there's nothing to win, but we will see which one is the best one. And over here, the American entry.
Mr. Truck with the all-American GMC Canyon V6 four-wheel drive crew cabs SLE model.
So coming up next in the fast lane truck, we're going to take them in the city, we're going to take them on the highway, and of course, we're going to take them off-road, and we're going to decide which of these mid-sized trucks is best, well, in Colorado, and that is coming up right now. Guys, I am in the Honda Ridgeline, and the question that you may be asking yourself is, why am I driving the Ridgeline? And the answer is simple, because I've got the most seat time behind the wheel of this vehicle. I went on the launch program, I got the product presentation, and I know the most about it. And I know that you guys often think that this is basically a Pilot with a bed. And, well, you're right, it is a Pilot with a bed. But that's a good thing, because in the city, this is by far, I think, the most car-like. It's just a super easy truck to own and drive if you happen to be a city dweller. There's really a sense of driving a big crossover. The only other vehicle that's anywhere near this is the GMC. All the rest of them, well, they're pretty trucky. And of course, easy, small, well-positioned seating so that you can kind of see the corners and you can know exactly where everything is. It's about as city friendly as it gets. It's about as comfortable as it gets, and that's great. What may not be so great is the fact that it might not be as good on the off-road section. We're gonna find that out. Under the hood of the Ridgeline is a 3.5 liter V6 that puts out 280 horsepower and 262 pound-foot of torque. It is, of course, mated to a traditional 6-speed automatic, and it powers, as it should, all 4 wheels. So I'm thinking this should be a very powerful engine, maybe too powerful for our off-road needs.
I'm really looking closely at Toyota because they are at the top of the game. I mean, come on. Toyota, all these years, has not been able to fix a problem for people who have a high torso like I do. I mean, I have the seat back more than I like to, and this does have the sunroof, and because of that, the roof drops down a little bit around the surround area. I have more headroom in the Nissan, I have more headroom in the Honda, I have more headroom in the GMC Canyon. So, I mean, you know, in terms of commuting and moving around, not having enough space really does kind of get to me.
So the 2016 Nissan Frontier may be the oldest design in this group, but I really like the Pro 4X version, even for city driving. First of all, it has the look of an off-road truck. Then it has the comfortable ride, because the suspension that's made for off-roading is also soaking up the rough pavement in the city. And finally, it's just an honest truck. It's pretty simple, not very expensive. Now, my only gripe as far as usability is concerned in the Frontier are the door handles here by the driver's side. It's really far towards the dash, and it's kind of behind the steering wheel, so you kind of have to grab through the steering wheel to get to it. But the seats are comfortable, and it's a maneuverable truck. I mean, it's probably not the best maneuverability in the world, but for a mid-size pickup truck, city driving and how it handles the rough pavement, I think it's just right. Yes, my 4-liter V6 is an older design, but it's the torquiest V6 gasoline engine among all 4 of these. 261 horsepower, 281 pound-feet of torque, proper truck. It's mated to a 5-speed automatic transmission and have an old-school 4x4 system with a rear locker, not the all-wheel drive system that Roman has.
Very comfortable truck. I mean, it feels to me so much like a full size and looks like a full size, so it's got all that going for it. But I'm a heavy duty journalist, so I take room. And of all the mid-sized trucks, I fit this one the best. The armrests are just the right height. So many of these don't. They have low armrests. This one feels comfortable. I love rack and pinion steering. Of course, they all have that, but I'm used to driving more of the heavy duty trucks. And this just handles like a dream. It's beautiful to drive in the city. Park anywhere. All those things that that are a pain in the butt with the big trucks, you don't have with this. I got all my grandkids in there pretty well. You got really good comfort in the front for adults. Great comfort for kids in the back. This is a 5-foot bed.
So I'm on the highway in the Ridgeline, and yeah, it drives really well. It's got a lot of safety features that make highway driving a breeze. I've got basically lane keep assist. I got blind spot monitoring. I've got a ride that's cushy and comfortable, and got a great sense of visibility both out the front and on the back. The steering position is actually really good. I even have a little ratcheting armrest here for those long trips. Now I'm cruising at the speed limit, which is 65 miles an hour, and I'm kind of curious to see how much pickup it has at 65 miles an hour. So I'm gonna just give it the beans for a second. Downshifts. Yep, there goes the extra VTEC power. Yeah, it's very sporty. I would wager that on the road, especially on the highway, this Honda Ridgeline is probably one of the most sporty vehicles of the bunch.
Behold, 278 horsepower, 265 pound-feet of torque going through a 3.5-liter V6, which is direct injected. And isn't that kind of weird how the torque and horsepower play out? It's kind of weird, but it does have a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it feeds all 4 wheels. It is 4-wheel drive. Right off the bat, with the off-road suspension, which I think is Bilstein, this is a fantastic riding truck for the highway. Engine's really powerful, really good off the line. I'm able to merge quickly, drops gears nicely. Gear changes have been relatively smooth, but it does hunt for gears. Yeah, it's quiet, handles really good on the highway. Still have the blind spots, can't ignore that. I can't argue, Toyota really did improve almost everything and built a solid performer. And by the way, I'm averaging nearly 20 miles per gallon, and I am not driving slow. That's not too bad. It could be better, but it's not too bad.
The Frontier handles the highway pretty well. It tracks pretty true. There's an on-center feel. The only issue I may have with the Frontier on the highway is a little bit too much road noise coming through. I could hear the tires and a little bit of wind noise around the A-pillar. But it's still a very comfortable truck on the highway, and I could go like this for about 1,000 miles with no issues.
This is a 3.6 V6 made into a 6-speed automatic. It's 305 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. This is a part-time 4-wheel drive system with a low range, like the good old dependable ones we're used to. Notice on this hood, I've got struts. I don't have a piece of wire like the other three holding my hood up, because I've got a real hood. We are cruising highway speeds. This thing is quiet. It's a good GM product. That's what they're known for, is how quiet they are, amongst other things. But anyway, handles well. Stereo sounds good. Seats are just right for me. Very comfortable in this truck, and I think the steering wheel actually is straight in this, where it's not in the heavy duties. I think the seat is all straight too, so everything kind of lines up with the vehicle lines, and it's good.
Hey guys, it's Roman.
And Kent.
MrTruck.com, and we interrupt this mega mashup to promote our new book, TFL's Truck Guide, Truck Nuts. And Ken, if people want this book, what should they type into their browser?
Truck Nuts Book, which is what we should have called it, Truck Nuts Book. Otherwise you get something about bulls and appendages and a
Yeah, it's not good. But if you guys are interested, all you have to do is go to Amazon or go to your local bookstore and type in truck nuts, and you'll get a complete guide to all new trucks, including a summary of all of our Ike Gauntlet testing and a lot of Ken's personal background.
Yeah, and Amazon already has some reviews on there, so go read the reviews. But this book tries to answer the questions you can't find anywhere else. We talk about towing, payload, tongue weight, gross combined weight rate.
Let's go back to the video. All right, bye. Boys, here is where it gets rough. This is where it gets seriously tough off-road. Now, these trucks are on loan to us. We can't afford to break them or bust them. So how do we proceed?
Here's what we could do.
Okay.
Let's have Kent start out first. The reason why is because you have the lowest approach angle. So if there's a really big rock that you can't go over without damaging the vehicle, pull over, and then we'll keep on going. And progressively, I have a feeling your Honda will probably be the next victim. Or, sorry, it may or may not make. And then you keep going, and then my Toyota goes to the very top, no problem.
No. The Frontier will be...
Shut up and keep talking to the camera. I know I'm right on this
All
one.
right, let's see which one gets to the top. Come on, boys, let's go.
Yeah, let's go plow some rocks with the canyon.
I'm already the winner.
Honda gave us this truck, and I promised them that we wouldn't break it, so I'm going to be really gentle with it. And if you're probably not going to hear this, if there's I'm already spinning my tires. If there's a chance that it's going to get damaged, I'm going to pull it off the trail and jump in another truck and take it to the top. I just can't afford to damage it. So I've got basically all-season Firestone Destination tires. They're mud and snows. These are, good all-around tires, but not so good when the road gets a little rocky. And the numbers actually are even a little bit more daunting. The approach angle is 20.1 degrees, departure 22.1, and the breakover is 19.6. Ground clearance is just under 8 inches, and this is where this Honda may struggle.
Okay, off-roading like crazy with this canyon, and I'm trying to stay on top of the rocks so I do clear everything. I've got my hindsight camera showing me what's under the front nose, and I haven't hit anything yet. Roughest thing I'm doing is to the tires, because this has all-season tires, not all-terrain like you would get with an all-terrain package. But we're doing well, actually. I just put it in four-wheel drive, low, so I'm not spinning the tires. I don't want to wear them out that way by cutting. So I'm just taking it easy. Actually got water running down the road. Still have runoff even in September. This is amazing. Now my Canyon, my GMC Canyon, it's got the least amount of numbers underneath, and that's because it's not the all-terrain, and it's because of this chin spoiler. It goes almost to the ground. So that takes away a lot of your approach angle and all the clearance you want underneath there. The rest of the truck does very well underneath there. Now this has the Wrangler all-season tires. That hurts it too, but I've been climbing rocks with these boys all day and I haven't really been slipping. So it's done well for what it is. But this is the SLE, the midline Canyon. We couldn't get an all-terrain. It wasn't available, so Transwest was kind enough to let us borrow this one. Now this one also, the approach angle compared to the other ones, it is the lowest approach angle, which is 17.1. Departure is 22.2, and then the breakover in the middle there is 18.6. You look at ground clearance totally at 8.1. So my numbers are not as good as theirs are, but with a few modifications to this and the all-terrain package with the skid plates, it would do pretty darn well.
There's not big obstacles quite yet, although we're getting some running water. But I haven't really had to engage 4x4 yet. So far easy going. I do have a rotary dial to go into 4-wheel drive and then 4-low, and a button to engage the rear locker. And it's really obvious which setting I'm in, so I like that part of it.
Now, because I'm in 4-wheel drive high, the system is already being very intrusive. That is one thing about Toyota's off-road systems. they tend to throw electronics at any obstacle to make absolutely sure that you're going to make it over it. But quite often, it's kind of unnecessary.
Transmission temperature too hot. And that's all she wrote, boys and girls. This truck is parked, and as far as it'll go. All right, Kent. I noticed that you're hitting.
I've hit this chin a few times, and that's all, you know, and that's all would stop me. If I had the chin off there, I'd go all the way.
Yeah, and this truck is actually from a dealership, so you know, we don't have the usual protection that we would have if it were a Presley truck. So, well, let's get in with the other two boys and let's park these things. Oh, look at this! It's getting like switchbacks.
Yeah, well, this is a good switchback.
Yeah.
For rocks.
Where's the Tacoma? I can't see the Tacoma behind me.
He's climbing over some boulders back there. Now this is the tough step. I'm glad we stopped.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't think the GMC with the chin and Ridgeline can make this.
Yeah, I would have took that chin spoiler off to get up through here, so we stopped at the right spot.
Now I have really beefy Hankook Dynapro ATM tires. Got a lot of tread. These are mud and snow tires, and I have the best approach angle at 32.3. My departure angle is 23.3 and breakover is 20.5. I do have 8.9 inches of ground clearance.
Now, unlike either vehicle, this one, no problem.
Yeah.
I've been playing with this hill ascent control, the crawl control. It's unnecessary, but you know, just thought I would use it just to say I used it.
Yeah, does it work pretty well?
Oh, yeah, it works fine. The whole purpose of that system, in my mind, is for those people who are a little scared and don't quite know what they're doing, how to feather the accelerator when they're going over rocks, how to maintain the right momentum. This system's great. Check out these Goodyear Wranglers. These are the ones with the Kevlar in them. Unfortunately, this truck has been used so much, the tread is rather low. I'm going to use that as an excuse in case I have to deal with him off-road because I'm a little concerned about how good that is. But you should know that this has 32 degrees approach angle, 23.5 degrees departure angle, and a breakover angle of 21 degrees. Oh, and by the way, I have 9.4 inches of ground clearance, which is the very best of all of them.
Yes.
We're climbing above tree line, and we came up to an obstacle. It's really rotted out, and it's a lot of articulation
yes,
here.
very lot. And you know, this one with that solid axle on the rear end, we know we're going to lift the tire.
So
we just don't know how much or how
you know
far
what
over.
I just did? I just engaged my rear locker.
Oh, that's exciting. And that's,
So-
at least it'll still be spinning when we go off the side of the mountain.
Yeah, so let's see how that works. I might have to lift the tire. I might have to lift the tire.
Oh, your back rear is off the ground.
I might have to lift.
Oh, that's impressive. Just walked right
What?
through there.
This was
I
nothing.
was going to get out and spot you and everything. Well, you just went
No,
right through
that,
that.
no, that was nothing.
That was a pretty big hole.
That was a big hole.
You got a rear lock. Do you have a front locker too?
No front locker.
Just
But
a hurt locker.
let's see if Nathan gets stuck back here.
Nathan, you're stuck, dude. You are stuck. Andre made it.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what it is?
The tires.
These tires are almost bald.
I know, they're just bald tires.
Let me,
Let's reverse and take another run at it. What do you say? Oh, you want to try the, did you lock the diff?
I'm just locked it, but let me try a slightly different angle.
Oh, you locked it. Okay, now it'll do it. With the diff lock, you'll do it. Yeah, it's child's play. The articulation there is pretty,
Yeah, it's pretty
incredible, too.
intense on, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the Ridgeline would have struggled there.
Struggled.
Yeah.
There's no way it would have made it up there.
guys, we started with 4, but there are only 2 up here now. The Ridgeline is not going to make it.
Well, it was trying, but it overheated slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Canyon probably would have made it if we had removed that big front spoiler. But you know what? The reason the GM puts it on there is because of fuel economy numbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, they put it on there. We're not going to break it off. So it is what it is. So here's the question, boys.
Okay.
Let's start with Nathan. If it were your money, you got to pick one truck. Which one would you pick, Nathan?
For my money, I would get the Nissan.
All right, we got 1 vote for the Nissan. Andre, your turn.
Second vote for the Nissan.
Whoa!
What
Why?
are you talking about?
Because I never struggled.
What about you? What would you choose?
Me?
Yeah, come on.
Top of the world. I tell you, the Frontier, you know, for a while it was in my rearview mirror until I pulled over so we wouldn't damage the Canyon. But watching the wheel spin, how many times it had to take a hole twice? It didn't take a hole twice anytime.
All right, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in here.
Okay.
If we weren't up here in Colorado, I would buy the Ridgeline because it's the sports car of the bunch. It's got VTEC, and if you don't need to go off-road, it's comfortable, it's capable if you don't need to tow a lot, and it's fast. So if we weren't up here, but up here in Colorado, no way. It's not off-road worthy to the extent that we need it to be, and I wouldn't get that because, I'm sorry guys, it's just a little too boring. I'd get this. 3 votes for the Nissan, 1 vote for the Taco, and thanks for watching. Remember, check out tfltruck.com for more news, views,
In real world, mashups and adventure reviews.
and don't forget to check out,
MrTruck.com, on top of the bald mountain.
and there's no way in hell he'll ever say a Ridgeline's a truck.
Will you?
I haven't drove one yet. I gotta drive one.
Hey guys, here's a simple question. Which of these 3 trucks is the fastest in a straight line?
Mine is.
No way, man. The Nissan, which I'm driving, has 281 pound-foot of torque, the most torque.
But the 2017 Honda Ridgeline that I'm driving has the most horsepower at 280.
I have the highest ground clearance. No, but I have direct injection,
Okay.
and I have a
And
really
port injection.
And port injection. I have 2 different.
Oh, just shut up. Let's go drag race.
I got all-wheel drive. And you don't.
I think he's going to kill us because he's got all-wheel drive. Well, I've got the oldest truck, but I've got the least amount of gas. My little red light is on.